Hello and welcome to the first Chalford guide cupboard for this week's vlog. We have promise and law beads. This is what they look like. As today's activity, if you're in first Chalford guides, the resources are in envelope 4. If you're anywhere else, you will need 6 different coloured beads, 7 different coloured beads and some string and a safety pin. Now, this links to it's an adaptation of the Against the Law unit meeting activities, which is part of the Know Myself theme for the UK programme. You can, of course, adapt it to use in any other country's set of guiding law and Girl Scout law as well. So this one asks you to look in a group about how you've kept your laws since your last guide meeting. Normally at guides we use this with our new girls who are just starting with us, but actually it's a good reminder at any point. I'm going to put that to one side and show you how to do our adaptation of the activity. As previously noted, in envelope 4, if you're in first Chalford guide, you will have received this, which is a length of black cotton thread, 7 beads, a charm and a safety pin. Now, each of those 7 beads also comes with a piece of paper telling us what each bead is going to mean. So the dark blue bead is our promise, which is the thing that underscores everything we do in guiding. This is the UK guide promise. Even better if you could see it. Then each bead represents a different part of the guide law. So the white one represents that a guide is honest, reliable and can be trusted. Pink is that she is helpful and uses her time and abilities wisely. Red is that she faces challenges and learns from her experiences. Aqua blue is she is a friend and sister to all guides. Yellow is that a guide is polite and considerate. And green is that a guide respects all living things and takes care of the world around her. Here's how it works. The first thing you do is, having unthreaded your beads, your safety pin and your charm from your thread, so you get your dark blue one, your guide promise, and you thread it on in the middle. Ta-da. Now, over the course of, say, a week, your challenge is every time you've kept one of those guide laws, you add another bead on until you end up with a long string like that. So, for example, a guide is helpful and uses her time and abilities wisely. Well, I'm going to spend this afternoon varnishing the patrol boxes when we can finally meet face to face. So I am going to add that one on, like that. Did you miss how that happened? Right, so let's show you again. A guide respects all living things and takes care of the world around her. I spent my morning feeding the livestock, feeding our chickens and guinea pigs. So you thread the green one on one side, and then thread it on your left string, and then you take your right string and also thread it in the opposite direction through the loop, so it stacks up like that. I'll show you again. Okay, so I am a friend and a sister to all guides. Well, this is made available to all guides all over the world, so we'll have that one. Thread it on one side and sit it on the top of the last bead. Using the thread that isn't so, using the other thread backwards, the opposite direction of the thread that's through there at the moment. Difficult to do while you're also videoing. So you end up with a loop, pull it tight, and there you go. Now that's your challenge, is for every single one of the guide laws you keep over this week, add the bead in that represents it. When you've completed this, take a photo of it, put it in the comments, and we'll have a bit of a chat about the sort of things you might have done to keep them. Now when you've finished it, hopefully that'll be over the week, as I say, you put on the final piece. Now I've given everyone at First Chalford Guides a charm. It's an acorn or it's an anchor, and it's things that represent steadfastness and truth. I've also used bees because bees represent being part of a team and a productive team as well. In short, I found a little charm that represents the ongoing keeping of your promise and law, which is something we expect you to be able to do through guiding. To attach it, you tie a double overhand knot in the tip of your thread, which is actually really tricky, and I will link to the Ranger instructions for how to do that. And you add a safety pin. This is something you can wear at guides. This is something you could use as a swap. We've talked about those before. Or this is something that you can just keep in your promise tin, which is what we give you when you join us at First Chalford, as a memento of learning this part at the beginning of your journey as a guide. Thank you very much.